Okay, this is a quick training video on the Silca GT40 used for Abloy keys, also used for other keys such as Jaguar and Tibi, and also a Chubb key. With the versatile tools you can achieve quite an amount of different types of keys, but this is a dedicated Abloy key machine used for the 6mm AY1 Silca key bank, and I'll demonstrate a few things about it. First things first is the safety. Goggles and brush. When cleaning, you just simply wipe it down rather than use any air tools. That's all you need to do just to keep it clean. This particular machine, one of the benefits and the features of it is that the actual carriage has this 90-degree lever here, so you simply lift it up to achieve the angles on your keys. For example, this is a Silca key bank right here, the Abloy. I'm going to put this in here and I'm going to cut a key. So we simply just need to just tighten that up there. When lining up the key, take note that the key is all the way in and it's flat against this jaw and it's flat against the jaw there. And then we can start to cut our key. So we're going to do that now. Now the cutter is designed for a plunge type cut, which is this one right here. You go into the cut, you lift, then you lift up, come back, go into the second half of the cut, lift up, come back. You would never go into the cut and move left and right. It's designed to go up and down, not up, left and right, just up and down, and it's designed to lift. Continue the key until you've completed the full key. Adjustments can be made to this key machine if you find that your keys are not cutting correctly or you've just installed a new cutter. First thing is to do is disconnect the power, which is here. Then secondly, loosen these two round parts on the side, these nuts, and then on either side lift the plastic off the top of the machine, and now you can go in to do your adjustments. Okay, adjustments can be made on this machine by using these two knobs indicated here. You have a little one, a medium one, and a big one. What you would need to do is put two key blanks into the machine, like so, tighten, tighten, and then if you lift the carriage up to the cutter, rotate it in a backwards formation, you can see on how much it's cutting. When I listen to it, it's taking off just a slight fraction. Now if I need to make an adjustment to that, I loosen the big wheel clockwise, and then from there I can turn the second wheel in and out to achieve either further away or closer to. Okay, so now we're going to change the cutter, change the buffing wheel, and change the belts. So to do that, we loosen off the round knobs on either side. They go either direction. We pop the bonnet of the machine, lifting it up, exposing the belts, the buffer, and the cutter. So to do this, I'm using an adjustable shifter. First thing I'm going to do here is take off this buffing wheel. I'm using my 7mm post, and what you do is, of course, make sure your power off before you do any of this. You rotate this headstock until there is a hole that goes straight through the center shaft. Then you can insert your tool using an adjustable shifter. You put the shifter on and you just turn it down and it will loosen off. Undo the nut, and then you can take your buffing wheel off. Now we have the cutter, so we're going to take the cutter off using our adjustable shifter one more time. We're going to get down here. Now this should be in a backwards formation, or reverse thread, so we'll just try that first. Nope, down. Yep, so pushing that one down as well will release it. So you push them both in the downwards formation. So once you crack the nut, you can undo it. There's my nut. Now there is a very small little washer Well, it's not that small. Let's just quickly show it to you there. There's our blade. Okay, now we have our belts. If you do need to replace the belts, like all things, there's always two ways of doing it, the easy way and the hard way. I'll show you the easy way and then I'll tell you the hard way. So I'll leave my tail stock in there for the moment, and then I'm going to pull this belt to the right, remove my tail stop, and slowly just work this belt over the top. As you can see, it's rolled. Now I'm just going to use my thumb again, and that belt is off. So what I do is I just pull it and then start to rotate it until it steps up onto the first step, steps up onto the next step. Now I'm going to get this second belt off. A lot of the time when you do these belts, they're going to be broken anyway, so it's no big deal, and they often do have a bit of flex in them. There is another way of doing it. You could flip this machine upside down. You could take off this metal tray underneath. There's 4 bolts for this motor. You could loosen them, push the motor forward, flip it back over, and then take these belts off, put the new ones on, stretch the motor against the machine, like pull this and this apart, and then tighten it. Takes a lot more work, but I prefer my method. But if it doesn't work for you, you can always go for the second method. So there you have it. The cutters are off. Replacing the cutter is just the same to put it back on. Make sure you do put it in the right direction, okay? And I believe the right direction is this direction, with the grooves going down. If you put it in the wrong direction, you can simply take it off and redo it. So I'll put that quick brush, just pop that washer back in there. We have our large nut, putting that back in as well. So it is a reverse thread on the cutter side, it normally is. Okay, so that's in there. I put my belts back on. So I'm going for position 1. So I've just put it over here. Now I'm just going to pull it over the pulley, rotate it as I do. Go to position 2. Move it from pulley 1 to pulley 2 over this side as well. Now the belt is rolled, so that's no big deal. I'll roll it around, make sure it's in the right. So I'll just put this second belt back on. Okay, 2 belts back on, ready to drive. We'll put our buffing wheel back on. Tighten that. That's a normal thread on that side. Putting our headstock back in position. Tightening. Double checking. Okay, so that was down, so I need to pull it up to tighten this side. Here's my adjustable shifter. Just one small turn. Okay, that's in position. Rotating it by hand. Now I'm just going to turn it on, make sure that I've put the cutting wheel and all the rest in the right position. If not, they'll be spinning backwards. Closing the bonnet for safety. Okay, safety goggles on for safety checking. Okay, so the buffing wheel and the cutting wheel are spinning in the right direction, so that's good. So that's how you change the buffing wheel, the cutter, and also the drive belts on Silca GT40.